Sydney sider Matt Lehman is test driving a new car.
I had a Clio 172 back in the day, and it had a great manual gearbox to it. And I think the reason why I'm kind of looking to potentially get a manual gearbox again is really just for the engagement that you get with a manual.
While Matt's clearly tempted by the allure of a manual gearbox, it's a different story for most car buyers today. Would you buy a manual?
Not these days, no. Long time since I've driven a manual car.
I can't drive one because even though I can on my full license, I didn't grow up in a house where there was a manual car for me to learn how to drive it, so I've just always driven an auto.
Aston Martin is the latest brand to confirm they'll be phasing out the transmission. And Australia's most popular small car, the Toyota Corolla, is about to have its only manual variant discontinued. Increasingly, the once standard transmission is only available on cheap base model vehicles or enthusiast cars. For Matt, there are other considerations as he gets ready to teach his daughter to drive.
As I said to my wife when I was thinking of getting a manual, she said, well, that would be an awesome skill for Hannah to have, that she could drive a manual gearbox. So, if she travels overseas where she needs to drive a manual, that would be a great skill for her to have.
But Matt's not the only one tempted by a slick 6-speed gearbox.
I love the manual because I'm an enthusiast. So manual changing is not lazy. You've got to work. You're using all the senses.
Mark Mercier owns his own business building race cars, but he isn't surprised by what's happening with the manual. He cites obvious economic decisions by manufacturers.
As soon as you go to put a manual transmission in, you've now got to add a clutch. You've got to add a clutch pedal. You've got to put the hydraulics that go from the clutch pedal down to the gearbox. Manufacturing costs is a big thing.
The onset of electric and autonomous vehicles is only going to accelerate the decline. But while the odds are stacked against the manual, perhaps enthusiasts like Matt and Mark can keep it shifting a little longer.
Let's put it this way, I'll always have a manual in my stable.
Oleg Novak reporting for Central News.